Not bad, 40%. Hello guys, welcome to the long-awaited tool bag review, the Veto Pro Pac OT-XL tool bag review, we will discuss all the tools I've got, why I've got them, where I got them from, what I use them for. We'll go in depth, all sides of the bag, what I put in various pockets, why, and just let you know what I carry every day. I'll pan the camera down and let's get on with it. Alright, first things first, we'll talk about the screwdrivers. These are the Wearer. Everyone, you've all seen these before. They come in a pack like this, like so. I believe you even get this little thing with it as well. Now these are excellent, absolutely excellent. You can see I've chiseled the end a little bit on some of them. These are great things, great products. Really nice to hold in the hand, feels really good. You can get a really good kind of feel on the end of the screw with it. They don't slip off easy, unlike some. My main ones I would use, you can see these two for inside a board. I mean, there's no marking at all on them, you can see. Yeah, there's no marking at all on those, and they hold it really well. And you can really swing on the end of them. Nothing's going to snap off the end. That's the screwdrivers. They're a really good set. Again, as with all these tools, I'm going to leave many links in the description. Now, the side cutters. You can see I've slightly adapted these. These are the CK, I think the 8-inch ones. Yeah, 7.5 inches. CK side cutters, and you've seen me use these guys. They've got the holes in them. You can see there for cutting at the top. They've got the 1mm. I don't know if it's focusing in 1mm and 2.5 for just cutting the kind of the ends off the cable. They've also got the holes there, so you can be cutting socket screws as well. I think it's 3mm and 4mm. 3.5, hold them there. These again, price wise, not too sure, but again I'll leave a link in the description for those. Same as I will with these are wonderful. These are the 8-inch ones. These are excellent. Now they do fit good in my big hand, you know. I've not cut these down at all. When I say I've cut them down, you can see I've cut the sides off. That's just so it fits in my pocket a little bit better. You can see had no effect on the insulation or anything like that, or the guards. You can see that it's had no effect. I've just trimmed it so it's a bit smoother when it's in your hand, you know. And you're cutting stuff, you're cutting cable, they just kind of fly in your hand a little bit better. These ones I've not touched, and they're excellent. They're absolutely excellent. Still sharp down here. I've had these about 2 years. Really good long nose pliers, good for bending the ends over when you want a kind of double connection, going into a light switch or a light fitting, or even when you're doubling over your 2.5s or something at the consumer unit. But yeah, really good. Use these every single day. Next we'll talk about the CKs. I've got a big pair of these CK Loppers. Now these are great. These are absolutely so sharp. These are great for meter tails. 10mm, 6mm, they'll cut through anything. Nice and big in the hand, heavy, quality. Not much insulation in them, but again, I'm not going to start chopping through stuff that's live or anything like that, especially not, you know, not with the lack of insulation cover there or anything, or finger guards. But as with many things you'll see today, you'll see my name in a lot of things, and you kind of know Ryan when you're leaving tools on site. I've got that pair, and I've got a little pair of the Baco ones as well. These are good as well. You've got you can see your cutouts there at the side. Baco, I can't remember, these were about £9 or £12 or something like that on Amazon. Oh, I can't quite remember now. I'll try and find where I got them all from and stuff and leave links. So yeah, these are really good for kind of just the dead light. Some people just second fix everything with these. I mean, some people second fix, that is their second fix cutters, kind of this kind of stuff. They don't bother with these. I have these as well, and I use them for a bit more specialist stuff or bigger heavy duty stuff. They just kind of fit in the bag there in the pocket. What else I have in here is, I think everyone's got one of these at some point, and it's basically, I mean, everyone should have one at least. It's basically, it's a magnet. Okay, that's all it is. It is quite a strong magnet on a telescopic, and I have used it. I have dropped things. We all drop tools. That just gets you out of the proverbial. There is usually a light on the end of it, but the battery's died or I've left it turned on or something or whatever, and that just sits comfortably in the side there. Speaking of this guy, little crowbar, this is again, it came with a set. I think it came with about 4 of the little crowbars, though. This was one of the smallest and they went up from that size. But because it's nice and small, it fits nicely in the bag. And again, first fixing wise, I'll use that a lot, pulling boards up without damaging them. And it's just, it's very light, fits in the bag, and obviously nice storage in there, nice to keep in the bag, and it's very handy. Okay, next up we have the adjustable, again the backhoe adjustable spanner. We've all got one of these. You see this one? Well, this is good for when you're making off glands, when you're tightening nuts up. It saves you, because it's adjustable, it saves you having multiple different spanner sizes in the bag on the kind of, you know, you climbed up somewhere, you can just kind of adjust it to whatever you like. And that often marries up with this tool I've got on the other side, which is the backhoe. These are adjustable like that, so you can kind of, you can see where I'm going with this. You can kind of just hold one and tighten the other, and that's, again, I'll use these a lot when I'm doing a bit of second fix stuff on the bigger boards, and I don't know, just nuts and glands and that kind of stuff, conduity stuff, steel conduit at least. Now that just fits in the side there. Next up we have, right, the DeWalt metal cutters, tin cutters, I think tin snips you would call them. There's various different sides you can get, a right, a left, a centre. I got the right, and that just helps. It helps the cut when you're cutting the tin. It kind of cuts it a certain way and cuts it, keeps it to one side. Again, for basically ergonomic reasons, for reasons of fitting in this bag, these did have finger guards sticking right out here. There's no point in them whatsoever. I cut them right down. You can see. It's nice and smooth, and they just fit straight in the bag there. Where they are, there is a little junior hacksaw. I'm sure every single electrician in the world will have something like this. There's nothing fancy, no super make or anything like that. It's just a junior hacksaw. That's pretty much all it is. I have a couple of different hacksaws in the van, but that's the one that stays in the bag. Again, the bag has to be a kind of, what can I say? You're a kind of one-man army, you know. You've everything in the bag, you want it all on site, and then if you obviously you're going to leave something back in the van, in your main gear. But if I've got everything here, I don't have to go to the van for a hacksaw, you know. I don't have to go to the van for a crowbar. So I try and keep as many things in here as possible. It really helps. That's one of the reasons why I chose the OT-XL. Over here, this little screwdriver thing, it's not insulated whatsoever. Exonic. You can see, you've all seen these kind of things before. Again, okay tip on the end of it. I use this a lot for like Brador reasons, just stabbing through things, maybe spotlights, stuff like that. And then just general unscrewing things. And that just tucks in at the side there in a sneaky little pocket that is not even meant to be a pocket. Okay, moving on through the bag, we've still got some files here. A flat file and a round file. These are good for when you're using like surface bar boxes and stuff like that. Bit of metal shards. And it's just, you know, just filing. I mean, you're going to need a file. Becoming an electrician, becoming anything like in the industry like this, you're going to be needing a file. And these are 2 good files to have. Didn't pay for these, I found these along the way, so there'll be no links to these. Can't remember where I found them, under floors or something like that. and they just fit there in the bag alongside the chisel. Now I do keep on top of this. It's pretty blunt at the moment. That's usually because I'm chiseling bricks and concrete and God knows what else, but it's nowhere, it's not designed to be fitted, you know, you can't fit doors with it or anything like that. But I mean, it's just an old crappy chisel, you know. Whenever I want it a little bit sharp, I sharpen it, that's it. It stays in there, and again, it's useful for getting floorboards up and many other things. Okay, in the bottom here I've got the hammer, just a normal hammer. I think it's the 20 ounce. It's what usually the hammer I swing about with. I've got another one over there, 24 ounce. But this is nice and light, and I just kind of, this sits nice comfortably in the bottom of the bag there. You can see that? Just sits there in the bottom. What else I have in the bag here? Obviously, we all need one of these. Now, this is, do you know when you're working on sockets, old sockets, or even new ones, and the back boxes are, they've kind of either corroded or the screw's been rounded? Well, this is like a tap for the back box. You can just kind of go in, back out, go in, back out, in a bit more, back out, and it kind of creates a new thread for a screw. Excellent tool. Some electricians don't even know what they are, but yeah, I mean, excellent tool that. Keep that in there. Use it a couple of times a year, definitely. And for some reason, I always keep a 10mm spanner in here. Not too sure why, but I do, just because I've got a 10mm spanner. Some things are just generically 10mm, so I'll keep it in there. Right, we've worked through most of this side of here now. You know what this is, don't you guys? The Marksman, you can see this from grip it. This is the Marksman now. Obviously I'm not going to start spraying everything, but you can see, shake it up a little bit, shake it up a lot. Used it for a while, but you can see it's we'll demo it on something. I'll find something to demonstrate it on. There we go, just to end light. So obviously when you're marking the wall on somewhere and you can't fit your big pencil in there, you know, because it's like, I don't know, it won't fit or anything. You just kind of give it that, and you can see it's just marked a little green dot. That's that. You stay over there. Keep it locked off in the bag so that no one accidentally presses it, which has happened. Right. Controversy alert. Now, this thing will not test, I repeat, will not test if something is dead. It will only test if something is live. Do you understand? So, this is not a means of isolation. This is not a means of proving something is dead. Just a volt stick. And it's not going to measure volts. It'll tell you the range of volts that it measures, but it is definitely not going to, you wouldn't going to risk your life for that. It only tells you stuff's live, so it cannot confirm if anything is dead. Try and give you an example of something. Where can we go? Okay, over here. So this Makita charger thing, I have a couple of these in, so this is up and running and working. Okay, you can see that. Now I know that's potentially live, but if it didn't work, it didn't beep, that is not going to confirm that it's dead. Anyway, so turn it off, put that back in the bag. I keep that in the bag because I don't use it every day, but it's good to find out if there's a bit of voltage going through something. Not to check whether it is live or not. Oh, sorry, not to check whether it's dead, but to see if there's any live voltage going through it. Okay. Let's spin the bag round. Right, where were we? this side. So on this side, guys, I have, can you see that okay? Pretty dark. Got a generic Halfords Allen key set. Now this is very just generic. I think it's the only Allen keys I carry in here. Oh, we'll find out in a second. It's just a little, I don't know, I think I found this as well. Just keep that, it fits nicely in the side there. Use it a couple of times a year, stays in there. Here, sticking out bright yellow and red, you can see these are CK scissors. Now these are extremely sharp. Do not mess around with these. Wow, these are sharp. Yeah, got these a few months ago now. I think I didn't win them, but I got them with something else, so I didn't actually pay for them. So I'll find a link for them anyway. Obviously, Electrician's going to carry some tape, the usual colours. There's usually a black on here. Now this is the Veto tape things there, little tape straps. That's how that one comes. That one comes with the TP3, I think, which is in the van, which I'll do a review on another time maybe. I normally keep a black insulation tape on there. Marker pen, Milwaukee, big one. Now, I've not even used this, it's about 2 or 3 days old. Brother got me this from Canada, so takes pride of place in the side there. Here you have the little Larry. Now this is amazing torch. This is an absolutely amazing little torch. It's small, so it's kind of light, and if it's in the bag like that, what I sometimes end up doing, if I'm working in a bit of a dark area or something like that, it's got a little magnet on the bottom. I just turn it on, it'll sit there, and I can work away. It's a nice little light. I'll sit on there. It's the only torch I carry in the bag. It's a great little torch. AAA batteries it takes. Okay, so carrying on the side, you can see I've got a little chisel here. Now that's just, what do I use this for? This is for like, there's some writing on the side of it there. Maybe you can make that out. Made in England. Right, this is for me basically like, you know, little chiseling little bits off, little bits of crap behind back boxes. Sometimes used for knocking the little the knockouts out of consumer units. That's a great idea, a great thing to use it for. A red marker pen does exactly what it says. It's a red marker pen. Pencil back up there, and then we'll spin the bag round. Okay, I'm going to drag it in a bit closer here now so you can see. This side we've got a little, the CP4 Veto Pro Pac. I'll go in with that in a minute. Here, little kind of mirror for seeing at the bottom consumer units, or just kind of in ceilings and stuff like that. You can understand why I'd carry one of those. Hold it there, get the torch at it, you know. You can kind of you can see things that you're looking for, faults, wires, I don't know, live cables, whatever you like. An MCB that's not quite connected to the bus bar, but yep, that's why I keep that in there. Stanley knife-ish, tiny little knife for cutting things open that, I don't know, a normal Stanley knife's a bit too brutal for. An extension piece for the drill. The drill fits in here as well, so that out, that in. It's pretty much self-explanatory. If you want a bit more length or whatever like that, put that back in there. Okay, what else have we got here? We've also got a pad saw, the DeWalt pad saw, kind of plasterboard, you know, cutting plasterboard boxes out, that kind of thing. Had this a year or so now, I think, I'm not too sure. Yeah, very sharp, great little thing, fold upable, foldable, whatever, fold-upable. Nice little file on it. I don't think I've ever used that. I don't filing plasterboard down. I might have used it, I'm not too sure, but shove that in. The whole thing just slots, fits nicely in there. That leads me on to the Bear Grylls knife. Again, this has been featured in my Instagram an awful lot because we clean plaster boxes out. Well, we clean back boxes out full of plaster with it, and it's yeah, it's a nice little knife. Had this about 5 or 6 years now. It was quite sharp. The metal's not that good on it, to be honest. You can put a good sharp edge on it, but it doesn't stay too sharp. And so I just kind of once the spring went in the back of it, so once that happened, I kind of just demoted or promoted it to the bag, and it lives in there and stays in there. And I kind of, when I'm second fixing, I throw that in the TP3 and go cleaning the back boxes out with it, because the plasterers do the usual nonsense that they do. Leading on to the bottom here, we have a flat bar with it's kind of all kinds of different measurements on it, millimeters and inches and stuff like that, conversions on the other side. Can you see that? Name on it again. Again, found this, so I don't know how much it cost. Found it somewhere and I just thought it was handy to keep, so I'll keep it there. Nice for getting a good straight edge on something. So we're getting into the inner workings of the bag now. As you can see, we've got on this side some air sleeving. Pretty much waste of a pocket, but again, I need it to be tidy. We've got some brown sleeving here. I have some blue sleeving somewhere. This side, we've all seen these before. I think everyone in the world's got one now since Instagram's turned up. The Tool Check Plus. These are amazing. Again, forever using it for various bits and pieces. It's, you know, you've got, like I said before, I've got bits of Allen keys on there. I've got more than the little Halfords one on here. I've got a few more bits, so yeah, I do have more on here. Not sure how often I use it, but I do use it quite often. Give you a little demonstration, I suppose. That's what we're here for. Just a little ratchet there, and then that'll obviously click onto. So say like you've got your 10mm, 12, 13. So it goes 5.5, 6, 7, 8. No, 9, and it goes to 10, 12 and 13, so the usual common ones. So there's a kind of 10mm, and obviously I'll go back to get the 10mm span out there. If you get two nuts or something, you know, you can kind of, that'll help you a lot there. But that's the Tool Check Plus. They are, I say these are expensive. I don't think this was a gift of some kind or somewhere or something down the line, but it was, they are absolutely top quality from Wearer. You've got the extension there, which is also going to, you know, you can add on to the, you can see that one there. That just adds on to the screwdriver. Okay. Push that forward and that releases the bit. You can just put that back in there. Now, one of the complaints I had with this immediately turned out to be one of the most famous complaints that this has, and if you've got one you'll know exactly what I mean. There's only one flat bit. Can you see? Can you see there? There's only one flat bit, which is that one there. No big deal for me. I'll just keep another couple in here. So that's it, quite compact. Belt clip there. Shove it on your belt, go climbing, whatever, leave it in the bag, and yeah, you've got them all in there. And that just fits nicely stowed away in the side there. Again, another reason why I wanted the OT-XL easy access. You'll see when I've had this bag 2 years, 2.5 years. One of the main reasons I wanted it was because I was never going to absolutely brim it with stuff up here. I always wanted it to also take additional things, so I can throw a light fitting in there or some sockets or some face plates or whatever, carry it to site and then work out of it. And that's absolutely excellent. That's one of the main reasons why I got the OT-XL for this. People can complain, dust gets in and, you know, whatever the environment you're working in, but hey, keep a bit of a bag in one of the pockets with you if that's your bother. But I mean, for me, I just love the fact that it's all open. I can eat everything's easy access. Now don't get me wrong, I do love the the Veto Pro Pac OT-XL. I do love those, and even the smaller one, the LC. But for me, the OT-XL it had to be. I could just put stuff in it. From across the room, I can see whether there's any tools missing. I can see where my tape is, it's hanging off the side, or, you know, stuff like that. The only thing I can't really see is my hammer, which is at the bottom, or the little drill that I keep in there as well. Anyway, we'll move on. So, top zip in here, there's just a spare pencil, I guess, Howden's one. Pen, don't know where that front came from. Oh, a bit of a thermometer we've got here. So yeah, again, this is one of those things that just came free, I think, with something. And that's just a kind of, you can see that going up. Don't know if you saw before I put my hand on the end how cold it was in here, like 15 degrees centigrade. And you can, I think you can flick it over to Fahrenheit. I'm not sure. I don't know. Only used it a couple of times. It came free, like I say, with something, so it just it stays in there. With the pen and the spare pencil, these pockets are not deep at all. You know, they're just, you're not going to fit much in there. You know, I don't know, just like something like that. There's just no way that's going to fit. That looks ridiculous. So, bit of pens, pencils, that kind of thing. Great for up there. Now, if we move on to this front pocket here, if you can see, I'll step out of the way. In here, I keep rubber gloves. Much needed for you're working in certain houses, certain people's houses, and certain places in certain people's houses. The last thing you want to be doing is touching greasy dog hair, dog shit, and God knows what else. So I always keep, I've got millions in the van, but I always keep at least one pair in the bag just in case something turns up. I need to deal with it straight away. I can just fly the zip open, and there they are in the side there. I also keep in the front here, let's have a look, a lighter. Now, I don't smoke, but I think it's one of those deals where, I don't know, it's just handy to have a lighter, I've found. Not too sure why, just, why not? Better to have than need and have and need and not have and not, whatever they say, you know. Need and not have and not need, whatever. So that's everything in there. Now we'll go through this. This is basically, again, most of you have seen my channel, seen my Instagram, whatever, you'll have seen this before. This is, I think it's a B&Q on this. Yeah, this is a B&Q one, but there's it's just like the Martindale. Everyone calls these Martindales or whatever they are, sockets and stuff like that. You can see what that is. You plug that in and you just want the top two lights to come on, these two green ones, and that's just a quick kind of way of testing the sockets, which is what it says. Helps you find out, you know, you've got your live and earth reverse, live and neutral reverse, missing neutral, missing earth, that kind of thing. Again, I've used this a few times in a couple of videos which you might have seen, and I don't know how much these are now, probably 10 quid or something like that. I don't know, you better get some kind of deal with them now, buy that and something else. That just kind of stays loosely in the top here, because this is kind of a bit of a loose testing bag that fits inside here. What else I have in here? Little clamp meter, little AC clamp meter. You got 200 amp scale, 20 amp scale. You got no contact voltage, so you, again, you can put that on the on a cable, and it will give you the voltage there. Don't know if I can demonstrate that for you right now. with what I've got here without dragging everything down. See, it's lighting up. Got a bit of a light. Oh, you can see that on this charger. There you go. No kind of reading on there. Oh well. But at least it's telling it that potentially is voltage in there. Obviously I know it is because it's a charger that's plugged in. And then on the top there's just a little light, which I don't know, it'll get you out of trouble, but it's not really going to light anything up too much. Okay, that's just again, that lives in this bag along with this guy. Now this thing, I had this, God, how long have I had this? 10 years or something? 10 years like that? I don't know. Recently lost the ends, the caps. They've gone, where did they go? I don't know. They crack on the top, you see, because every time you push this on, they crack. And when they crack, they fall off. And when they fall off, I get sick to death of putting them back on. So they're probably in the van somewhere. I don't know. I think one of them went missing completely, so I just gave up on them. For what it is, I'm the only one who uses them. They don't quite meet the required standards for, I think it's GS38, but the what I use them for, I'm very safe. I'm not going to put anyone or anything at risk. There's only me who uses these. And they're good for proving you know, isolation of supply and stuff like that. I've got no way of testing these right now for a demonstration or anything like that, but again, I'll leave a link in the description to these if I can, because I did get them 10 years ago. I hope they still make them, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. Most people have all those new fancy ones now, but these are still working. I'll keep working them, I'll keep bringing them to work. And they came in a little bag here. I decided the bag was a bit too big for these to be rattling about in, so that's why I kind of worked out that I can cram all this in as well. And it's all about space saving. Right, that's them done. This, as you saw, just fits nicely in there. I'll just show you again. It fits nicely in there, and this goes down there. It's all nice and compact. I can still get to everything, and I leave this zip part of it slightly open. You can see there it's slightly open. So let's just pull it out. We'll have a bit of a talk through, a walk through of what we've done, what I've got in here and why I keep it in here. So first off, safety glasses. Bit ropey at the moment, but I've got several pairs that at least keep one pair in this bag, which go in here nice and safe out of the way. So that's then they stay in that bag there. Also, everyone has one of these, surely. I call it my bits box. I could do an entire video about what's in here, to be honest, but I won't. You can see what I've got in there. So there are brown plugs, red plugs, a few screws, a couple of blank grommets, long 75mm socket screws, little L bracket thing, cable clips, an old school Wago. Do you remember them? Remember those guys? Yeah, well, I'm still rocking them. Yeah, some standard Wagos here. These are the 221s. Normal, you've all seen them now. Random Allen key. What else have we got in here? What else have we got? You can see what I use it for. It's just a bits box. Some decorative screws, some nickel thing screws, whatever. Second fixing them. Not needed them or needed longer ones, so I've kept them for some reason. That again, that I just keep this in here, in the bag. And when you're out, you're upstairs, you're in a loft, you're on site somewhere, you're up a ladder or anything, you just need that one grommet, but you don't want to go to your van for it, or you just need that, you know, if I only had a couple of brown plugs or a Wago, I know in the little bits box I've got them all in here, all ready to roll, all ready to bail me out of a load more shit. And you can see in the bottom there's a few fuses and washers and bits and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm sure we've all got something like that. If not, get yourself one, guys, because little Tupperware tub like that fits in there, you know, no weight almost, certainly no space, and it doesn't have help come to bail you out. Right, here we go. Head torch time. Well, turns out that isn't the only torch I have. I have another torch. Now this torch, again, I can't remember where I got this from. It was about £5. Little kind of, don't know why it does that, but it's nice, it's good. Use this probably about once a month or something like that, maybe. It gives me hands free, obviously. The battery's down at the moment, but you can see it goes dull and it flashes for some reason. Why on earth anyone would want that flashing while you're working? I guess it's alright if you're climbing up a mountain, I suppose, but not for me. What else have we got in here? So if I open up the side, the Velcro on this is amazing, by the way. It's so sticky. Now you can see in here we've got, first of all, I keep a USB cable for charging. Charges torches, things like that. Obviously it'll charge your phone, although not my phone anymore with that type of USB. Mine's type C now, as most of us are going to be. So yeah, keep one of them in there. Always handy to keep a USB cable in here. You will thank yourself. Get a little one. This one came with a torch. Keep it in here. I don't know if you all, I mean, I don't use the e-cigarettes or anything like that, but yeah, some people keep them, you know, sort of keep an e-cigarette charged up or something like that. I've got some thicker earth sleeving in here. Keep that in there. Just, I've got loads in the van, but keep a little bit in here. Again, saves me going back down to the van. For some reason there's some standard earth sleeving in there. Now in here you can see some batteries. There's a torch. They fit both torches just in case. I've got millions more in the van, but handy to have a couple on the bag, as you say. And look at this rare thing. Fuse wire. As you saw the other day in my recent video, we had some problems with fuse wire, or certainly the installation I was working at had some problems. Yeah, there was no way that was 15 amp. Someone had been running all kinds of cables through that. Some fuse wire there. A lot of electricians, a lot of the kids, a lot of young kids nowadays won't even know what that is, or won't even ever come in contact with it or anything. Fuse wire. Keep a pack. You can get a pack for 50p a pound or whatever it is. Keep a pack on your bag. You never know what you're going to come up against, so for what that is, just keep it in, and it saves you a trip somewhere. You'll find out, oh, if only I had a bit of fuse wire, you know, I can get the lights back on or something like that. Well, keep a little pack in your bag, and yeah, again, it will bail you out. It will help you. Saves you driving off somewhere. And here I've just got a couple of earth clamps, things, earth labels. Do not remove. Safety electrical connection. Do not remove. Not sure why they're not attached to their thing. I think they damaged, and I took these off to use as a kind of label on their own. I think that's what I used them for. You can kind of see that there. So we go in here. Oh, same stuff, but in sticker form. So I'd stick somewhere close to wherever I'm going to earth, connect up to the earth, and that just sticks inside the pocket here. Spin the bag around. So in here we need access to, I know it says smell gas, ignore that. That'll get you into an electric cupboard, you know, the external cupboards that they have, that triangle thing. I know most of you are going to use your long nose pliers, you know, it's just the easiest thing to do. It's just to reach in and smash the whole triangle little key thing up with that. Well, I keep a key in the bag to avoid all that kind of stuff, so yeah, that just lives in the bag there. This side we've got some fuses. These are not my pills, they're just little fuse box carriers, and it's just a good idea to how to keep your fuses. Now I have got more 13 amp than I have 3. That's because I'm usually messing around with 3 ampy stuff, but You can see the colour difference there. I think there's even a pack of 5s in there somewhere. Yeah, at the back there, Sunday. 5 amps, so there, obviously there's all the 3 different colours you've got there, and that just fits in the side there. I'm going to put everything back in here, and then we'll carry on with the talking you through going around the bag. That's everything back in there. Again, I just leave the zip about halfway, just so that if I want to cover it I can, maybe protect the glasses or something with the torch, but if not I have easy access. Again, that'll just fit snugly in the side there, you know, and I can still put stuff in there, can still throw a couple of sockets on there, whatever, if I'm working, and pick the whole thing up and carry it to site. Moving on to the side now. Pack of zip ties, cable ties, call them whatever you want. These are, I think, the 200mm ones, 250s, whatever. I usually keep a pack of 300s which sit up about this height. Again, cable ties, we use them all the time. They help you, bail you out, and I've got millions of packs in the van, but if I keep one pack in here, it's going to save me an awful lot of traipsing up and down, back and forth. You always end up using 1 or 2 anyway somewhere, so they're really good. We'll spin the bag around a bit more to this side. Now, no explanation needed for this. It's a tape measure. I've got about 10 other things. It's got my name on, again you can see JBEC1, so this is number 1. I do write on my name on an awful lot of things because of where I work. I have to, just to kind of prove it's mine, as you like. When I say where I work, I don't work in a kind of too much of a crime or rough area. It's just other builders will take your stuff. That's just a fact of life. People will just see something, they'll just take it, especially if it's nice and shiny and clean. So keep my name on certain things, especially, I know it's only 5 quid, 10 quid, but hey, it's yours. Generic, probably blunt Stanley knife. Again, name on the side of it there, but you know, the bag's got to have a Stanley knife in it. You use a Stanley knife a lot, so there it is. This guy, again, thanks to my brother who is a plumber who lives in Canada. He got me this last week, so I haven't even had a chance to use it yet. In fact, I used it once today, moving some sockets somewhere. I had to replace some sockets and I was just lining it back up, but it's great. I did used to have the little DeWalt one, which you might have seen on my Instagram. In fact, you might have seen in a couple of videos actually, but this is the latest and newest addition to the bag, and it fits nicely. It's so snug and tight and compact and light. There's obviously, you can see there's various different ways of measuring with the bubbles and stuff. It has, if I can show you, a magnet, so for that reason it's extra amazing, you know. So you click that to things, and you know, you can imagine why a magnet will come in handy. And you know, it's, I don't know, it just fits nicely in the bag in the side there, and easy access. Reach for it, it's done, it's there. Spin the bag around again. There was a couple of things I forgot to mention on this side. Now, I keep a carabiner on here. There's normally 2. I think one is in the van on my TP3, I think, not quite sure. I keep a couple of carabiners because they just come in handy if ever I need to clip anything else to it. Like I don't know, I can clip a bag of a load of sleeve into it, cables, stuff like that. I can clip rope to it and then tie the bag up, or usually when I've got the strap on there, I can clip stuff to the strap. I just find that if you keep a carabiner with you, if you keep a couple with you, then they do come in handy. Again, so light, there's no weight to them. Just clip it on there. You'll be amazed, you know, you might find various different uses for it. You'll be amazed how many times you find you're using it. Right, this front pocket, which we missed off before, thought I'd show you this. Now, you've seen this before in my other videos, just a little combination lock-off tool, socket and C. Now that's obviously, you can see how that's going to work. It's just going to clamp up to the isolator like there, and that will lock off. Main isolator. I think it will even lock off an MCB. You spin the combination, that's it. Now it's good. It's not, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust anyone else with it, you know, or anything. I wouldn't just kind of lock the isolator off with it, spin the combination and walk off thinking I'd be completely safe, because I'm not saying it's flimsy or anything like that, but if I was going to really lock off an installation, I would be using the proper lock off kit or a more robust lock off kit. But that's good when it's just me on site, or maybe just me and the plumber, or just me and the painter, or something like that. Even though I've verbally told them I'm going to turn the electric off, that stops them. It's a big visual deterrent that says the power's off, and you know, if I have to, I'll leave a label on it. Anyway, that sticks, or that sits rather, in the side, in the front there. Along with, nope, not mints. Oh, another lighter. Well, I definitely don't smoke. It's just handy to keep lighters. Along with a little tiny little first aid kit, and I mean tiny, basically just plasters, and I think a couple of paracetamols. You know what it's like, you're high up somewhere, or you're far away from your van, or you're on site somewhere and you cut yourself. You just, it slips, you know, the knife just slips. It's one of those clean cuts that don't stop bleeding. Well, in the bag, I can deal with it. Do you know what I mean? I know we've got the insulation tape at the side here for backup, but in the bag, I know if I just cut myself, or someone just cuts their finger, or just those kind of little nicks that you get, I can just deal with it pretty much straight away. A few basic plasters there. In here, what have we got? No, nothing too illegal. Ibuprofen, some antihistamines, codeine. Bloody hell, got me taking that and using all kinds of tools. Some more codeine of some kind there, and another plaster. I also have in here, and I've no idea why, but it's just me. It's just me, I'm sorry, but I keep a bit of a flash drive in here, a USB 4GB flash drive. I think that's empty. I have no idea what I'd put on there or why I would keep it. I'm about to run somewhere and take someone's files and use someone's, well, I don't know, but that's it's so small, thin, and it would be, why would I leave that at home? Better to have in there, hey. So yeah, that's a little tiny first aid kit, which is basically a baby version of what I've got in the van, which is basically an ambulance. No, I've not. It's in the van. It's just a massive version of the first aid kit, and I just kind of take bits out of that and put it in the Altoid box there. Keep that in there for the reasons that I just said, because it's just convenient again. So this little drill fits in the side there. You can see plenty of room, plenty of access. The only gripe is, if in this state, if I just want the hammer, I have to move the drill to get to the hammer. I mean, is that such a complaint? I don't think so. Just leave that there. That's not that much of a complaint, is it? Okay guys, I think we've spoke about every tool. I think I've talked you through all the tools, why I use them. Again, screwdrivers, top quality. They will not let you down, as won't the rest of the tools. It's the reason I get them, it's the reason I have them. You've got to spend, you've got to look after. I'm not saying go and spend millions and millions on tools if you don't know how to use them, but spend where you need to. Have top good quality tools that won't let you down. Look after them, maintain them, oil them, clean them. They will take abuse, definitely. They will take abuse, though. They'll get rusty, and you can bring them back to life, covered in paint and all kinds of stuff. This is, I mean, this isn't necessarily clean at the moment, but you know, it's just, it's how I use them. I don't worry about them too much. I just know that when I get 5-10 minutes, I will give them a once over with a cloth or a bit of WD if I need to, especially if I'm on a rare occasion, once a year maybe, when the fat man turns up. At Christmas I'll give them a bit of an oil, and if I know I'm not going to be using them for a couple of days. Again, so spin this right round again. I think we've covered all angles of the bag. To talk about these, we've got these little D hook things here. Now I've had no use for these whatsoever, but I can see how they could be handy. Normally is a carabiner on the side of that one, but again, this, I don't know, you could maybe, if you want, clip your keys on there if you had a carabiner on there. I don't know if you wanted to not have your keys in your pocket for some reason. On the side here, this is where your belt strap goes onto. I don't use the belt strap that often. I do if I'm climbing up a big flight of stairs. If I'm going to apartments, flat, tower blocks, or I'm going high up somewhere or something like that, I'll throw the shoulder strap on, which is amazing, by the way. I just don't have it here, it's in the van. I'll throw the shoulder strap on and, you know, again, load the sides up as much as I can with stuff, and yeah, very comfortable for shoving. It's quite narrow, so it doesn't take too much of your gait when you're walking through places. It will push, it will give, plenty of give in that, you can see. Very robust. What else can we say about it? The bottom, the usual 2 inches of plastic. Now this has got scrapes and all kinds of stuff after 2.5 years, but yeah, I mean, that's amazing. You can sit that in a puddle of water, which I have done many times. I've had to sit in a puddle of water, puddles of God knows what, and then work out knowing all your tools are nice and clean and dry. And not only that, but you can put stuff then into it and know it's going to be dry. This side of it, if I just pull these out 1 second, this side of it looks to be a little bit more waterproof. And what I'll do sometimes, like if I'm doing a shower or something like that, I can just kind of drop stuff in there, drop a shower in there. Not a big shower, but you know, it'll fit nice and snug in there. I don't really care if a bit of water drips out, because it's a tool bag at the end of the day, and it'll clean up and go again. And I don't know, it's not really a big problem for me. It means I've got to clean my tools and stuff like that and get the job done. So yeah, I think that's pretty much every angle and every tool in here covered. I don't know if I went in depth enough for you, or if you want any more information on any of the tools that I use. Certainly everything that I carry in here has been covered. I do chop and change, you know, I do move things around, you know, so you might see these come over here and then over here, or the drill missing or something like that, but or the scissors off or something. But like fashion, things change. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for the tool bag review. As you can see, I went into quite some detail as to why I keep certain tools in the bag, how easy it is to kind of put things in certain order, and why we use them. Like for instance, if I'm bringing a shower upstairs with me somewhere, or if I'm bringing some face plates, then they'll fit in the side. That's why I keep it an open tote. That's the OT-XL. That's why I opted for the OT-XL. Nothing against any other Veto products. Veto Pro Pac are amazing, top quality products. They are not paying me in any way to say any of this. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I have several of their products now. This is my main tool carry every single day. Okay, so that was the tool bag tour and tools, all covered, all pockets, all angles, everything covered. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye now.